with the least number of penalties and the quickest time. If after the first round we have more than one competitor sitting in equal first place, we'll go into a jump-off round. It'll be time and penalties in the jump-off phase or the jump-off round. So who decides to go through to the second round? We'll decide that on the first round. Time allowed, 81 seconds. First horse on course. She was second here yesterday. This is Gabrielle Kuna, and she rides the imported warm blood mare of Flair. I know that Gabby wouldn't mind me saying that certainly this horse would have to be on our selectors' eyes for Tokyo 2020. Still just a young horse. Has it done enough to get there? Well, this is a great chance for it to step up into a jumping in a big atmospheric show on a course designed by a level 5 course designer, the highest in the world, Mr. Werner Deeg, and Gabby Kuna. Trying to put her best foot forward. Tokyo's not that far away. Just over a year away for the Tokyo 2020 Games. It'll be one that we'll all be striving to try and put our best team forward at. Australia certainly in the last couple of years has a real contention in show jumping. We had some top riders in the 60s and 70s. Udell and Guy Crichton and many names that went super. In the last few years, Australia probably been dominated by the European show jumping, by the European states. European countries, I should say. However, we have one rider based in Europe by the name of Edwina Alexander-Tops, born and bred here in Sydney, who's been doing super things. And then Jamie Kermond and Billy Raymond went to Europe and on to the World Equestrian Games last year and certainly made the world realise just that, how strong we are here in Australia. Gabby Kuna, safely on the last, 76.02, 76.02. The one rail down, 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4. Next out into the arena, we welcome Brooke Langbecker. And Brooke is riding Quintago 1. Well, rider on course at the moment. We welcome out now. Next to our riders, she's placed here in the part 3 this afternoon. And super job at that on the lovely Black Jack. Jumped here yesterday, just out of the placings. Jumped a super 4-fault round. Time was quick enough. Brooke Langbecker. She rides the stallion, Quintago 1. Quinny, as he's known around the stables. Ported to Australia by Fernhill Equestrian and the Tripp family. Started its career with Tom McDermott. Tom now is Brooke's coach. Great to welcome Tisha Langbecker down to Sydney. It's rare that we get it across the border and leave Queensland. Great to have you here, Letitia. It's wonderful to see Brooke on that young horse into the place getters. 76.78, 76.78. Brooke Langbecker. What a round. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and jumps a faultless round. So we have now just one clear round. We need at least one more to put her into the jump off, and you can see the excitement on Brooke's face. What a good horse he is. The current Queensland senior show jumping champion. She's been the Queensland junior and young rider champion. She's been in the top 3 at national level. Stepping out here in the big league in the Group A Section 1. And what a lovely clear round. Well, number 3 is a scratching, so we move straight on to number 4 in the draw. This is Tom McDermott, and he rides Elegance de la CHARMILLE. Tom won here yesterday. He was lightning quick, 7 seconds quicker than any of his nearest rivals. And no one got close to his time. He won the New South Wales Country Championship. He won the New South Wales State Championship last year and came within a hair's nose of winning the Triple Crown $50,000 bonus last year. on this mare, Elegance de la CHARMILLE. Unfortunately, a rail down early on in the course. And that second part of the double, Oxa to Oxa, 10B. So picks up the 8 jumping penalties, 74.54, 74.54. So no one's troubled the timekeeper at 81 seconds, time allowed. If you exceed the time allowed, then you get 1 time penalty for every 4 seconds or part thereof over the time allowed. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome Jamie KERMOND. And Jamie is riding YANDOO Oaks Constellation. Safely on the last, we have a jump off 77.69, 77.69. No jumping penalties, no time penalties. We now have a jump off. That's giving us 2 into the jump off round. Jamie KERMOND and Brooke Langbecker, both having jumped clean. Well, next out into the arena, we welcome TALLARA Cameron. And TALLARA is riding COPABELLA VERDI, owned by Leslie Hargraves and Tal and Dave Cameron from Red Leaf Stables out at Wilberforce. And we are very pleased to see her partner, her husband, and partner in crime, her best mate, won the last class. Tally Cameron on course now, riding COPABELLA VERDI. Well, welcome up here to the broadcast box. First and foremost, I've got a minister with me, but I've got someone who, right at this moment, she's very important because she's been our intern here this week. Sophie Wood, welcome to the broadcast box and thank you for your help.
Thank you so much, Tim. It's great to be up here. I have had fantastic 6 days joining you and Lindsay to help bring the magic to the main ring.
Well, I brought Sophie on because we have the Minister for Agriculture and the Minister for New England, Minister Adam Marshall. Adam, welcome here to the broadcast box and thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks, Tim. Absolute pleasure. I wish I'd have come here earlier. This is absolutely the best seat in the house, bar none.
Don't tell too many, please.
Right, okay, sorry. It's terrible. Can't see a thing from
can't
here.
see it. It is a good spot, isn't it?
It is. Wonderful spot.
And I've got Sophie here with me. You are the re-elected to the New England. So sits in your electorate and now named the Minister for Agriculture. It was a good day at the office a couple of weeks ago for you.
Yeah, it was a very good day at the office. More of relief than anything, I think, Tim, just to get the election out of the way. They're often very stressful and well, they are. They always are, no matter what people say or what people think. But to be given the opportunity to I guess, serve the agricultural sector in this portfolio for me is something very exciting. It's very close to my heart with my background on the land around Gunnedah and Kalous, where we've got a mixed sort of cattle and cropping operation. So it sort of makes up for the fact that I'm a bit of the black sheep of the family because I'm the only one in the family that hasn't gone back to the land. So this way I can sort of have a quasi sort of still say I'm helping, even though I'm not actually on the land anymore, having become a townie in Armidale. But it's, no, look, there's a lot of challenges out there at the moment, we know, with absolutely terrible drought. But it will break and there are going to be some exciting times ahead.
More to come, but just quickly, Tallara Cameron had 4 jumping penalties, no time penalties, a total of 4. Ali Lamb from Victoria on course now, riding Denison Park Combat. Minister, I guess you're relatively young to be a senior minister in the New South Wales government. Tell us, how did you get into politics and to be where you are today? Oh,
that's very kind of you, Tim. I'm hopefully a bit older than I look. No, but look, it all happened a bit by accident, actually. I got started in local government when I was living at Gunnedah, elected to Gunnedah Shire Council when I was very, very young at the age of 19. And that all came about as a bit of a joke, really. My mates and I were sitting around the bar of the Courthouse Hotel. If you're ever in Gunnedah, drop into the courthouse, front bar. And the newspaper was sitting on the bar just saying, oh, council election coming up. And it was a bit of a dare, really. Mate said, oh, you should have a go, because council's always a bunch of old people sitting around the table. So we thought it'd be funny to have a young person have a tilt, and I did. And then got all these calls at home, so I started taking it a bit seriously. It took a bit of time off work, went door knocking, and got elected, and I really enjoyed it from there. I didn't think I would, and I really, really enjoyed it. And this opportunity came up about 6 and a bit years ago to go into state parliament, and I thought I'd give it a go as well.
6 years on, now the Minister for Agriculture. Stand by for just 1 second. We're multitasking today. Don't tell my wife I can do this. Amber, Ali Lamb and Denison Park Combat, 4 jumping, no time, a total of 4. That'll sit her in 5th place, just the 2 clear rounds. On course now, the current Australian show jumping champion from Glossodia. And this is Amber Fuller. She rides CP ARETINO, born and bred down at Bombala, beautiful part of southern New South Wales, but now based up here.
Now, Minister, I just wanted to ask you...
Adam, Sophie. Gee, Sophie lives near my patch.
I do. Now, you mentioned before we are in the middle of a drought, and as you did say, we will come out of it, which we all know we will eventually. But I guess for now, do you know, I guess... Getting a bit political here. Do you
get political? It's fine. That's my job.
I guess about 5 years ago, there were some water rebates in place and things like that. Are we going to be looking forward to anything like that to increase our resilience for the next drought?
Absolutely. So I've already started reviewing. In fact, in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be making some announcements about some changes to the drought support that's on offer right now. And at the same time I'm doing that, I've got a very important task to get in place the 3rd iteration, if you like, of a drought assistance package in New South Wales. The current arrangements draw to a close at the end of the financial year at 30 June. So there'll need to be another package in place by the 1st of July. And I'm very interested and very determined to make sure that that assistance package is not just focused on farm and tweaking what we've currently offered in the $1.5 billion package, but also making sure that we've got more support beyond the farm gate as well to support some of our small and remote rural communities, because when this drought does break and we need to continue to support the primary industry sector to get back on its feet, we've got to make sure we've still got communities left at the end of this. And as you know all too well, and everyone here would, that the impact of the drought now is seeing businesses close, other businesses that aren't closing, laying off employees, and really the fabric of a lot of our country communities under a lot of stress and starting to fray. So we've got to make sure we keep our communities together, which is about supporting our farmers on farm, water infrastructure rebates. I'd like to see that increase, the rebate from 25% back up to 50%, as well as some other initiatives. I know your father would like to hear that because he's been talking to me about that. But quite genuinely, it should be, because that is an investment in not only helping now, but also building extra resilience on farm for the inevitable next drought. And there will be one. I mean, I was talking to a few people last night who I first met back in 2013-14 when we had the last big drought up our way in Northern Tableland. And that was only 5 years ago. So it's inevitable it'll happen.
Not trying to cut you off, but a clear round there, Minister, for Amber Fuller and CP Arentino. Can I get you to stay with me? I've got two results to read. Stick with me, and we'll have some
roll, Tim.
winners,
Go for it.
and we'll be back with you shortly. Well, results now of class number 592, the show Hunter, over 16, not exceeding 16 two hands. Congratulations to our winner, catalogue number 2054, Romsey Park, and Terry Van Hysen from Romsey in Victoria, with ETP La Scala in first place. Second place, going to catalogue number 2220, Universal Stables, and Yvonne Guy from Queensland with Walden Park, Columbus. Third place, going to catalogue number 1727, M&M Performance, and VL Parverin GP Samara with Melva Park Royalty. Fourth place, going to catalogue number 1879, Stephanie and Miss Tess O'Connor with D'Artagnan. Fifth place, going to catalogue number 1686, Courtney Larrard and Mr. Matthew Birch with Dream Day Believer. And sixth place, going to catalogue number 2193, Mrs. Kate Treneman Duncan and Francine Treneman and family with Geneva, taking out for their sixth place. And when it never rains, it pours, just making their way in front of the Cumberland stand now. We have results of class number 745, the novice boy rider, 6 and under 12 years of age. And congratulations to catalogue number 2379, Ewan Hurd, and he was riding the lovely Flower Tail Titanic. So congratulations to our winner there of that class. On course now here in the show jumping, we welcome out our fifth place getter from yesterday. This is Gabrielle Cooner, and she's riding Sierra Casiago. Sorry about that interruption.
You do that well, Tim. You're a magician to see you at work here. It's amazing.
Oh, no, I'm just surrounded by wonderful people like Sophie and Lindsay, and the system here helps us.
Seeing how the sausage is made, it's unbelievable.
Well, I've just got a... Gabrielle Cooner books a spot in the jump-off round. No jumping penalties, no time penalties, and all clear. 74-64, 74-64. That gives us 4 clear rounds, 4 horses into the jump-off. We are going to have a sensational jump-off round as we welcome out now Chris Chugg, Gabby's, in fact, fiancé, into the arena, and he rides PWS Levelinski. He was third here yesterday. Minister, Sophie got a little bit political on you there.
That's fine.
But that's okay, because she's from your electorate. I'm going to bring it back to the show now. You've been here, and of course the show is all about excellence in agriculture. That's what we strive for, and promoting agriculture. The RAS donates something like $7 million back into agriculture every year. We are so fortunate to have the strength of an organisation like the RAS supporting agriculture in New South Wales.
Oh, absolutely. I can't really praise them enough. You know, this year in particular, with those new initiatives like the Ag Bag, which is a terrific new initiative with that $20 show bag, which, unlike a lot of the show bags, you don't end up throwing some of that stuff out. With all the agricultural produce from New South Wales, and all that money goes back to drought support. But today I had the opportunity to meet up with students from Coolah Central School, which isn't too far away from my old hometown of Gunnedah. And there was 31 students and a few teachers and parents brought down, again, a brand new initiative by the RAS this year to pick a school out of an area that's really been impacted greatly by drought, to give those students an opportunity to come to the show. And of those 31 students, 29 of them had never ever been to the show. And so for them, you could just see their eyes bulging, taking it all in. They got here on Monday, they're going home tomorrow, they've been accommodated, all the costs have been covered. I just think that's just one very small issue, but yet will have a huge impact on those youngsters that were down here. But RAS in general does a terrific job promoting excellence in agriculture, educating Sydney-siders about everything that's important about agriculture, but also that sheer monetary contribution that goes back is crucial as well. They do a great job.
2 rails down for Chris Chugg, 8 jumping penalties, no time penalties, 69.56. Next on course, Clint Beresford at Emmaville Jitterbug. It works twofold though, doesn't it, Minister? Because we bring those families from Coolah. You know, I've come up from my country part of the world, from Bungendore. Soph's come down from Tamworth, and you know we travel to the city.
You're calling yourself Tamworth now, are you?
Oh, it's a bit controversial.
Have I upset the apple cart there?
I'm not sure if there's any Armidale people out there in the stands. If they,
sorry. Let's just can we take a retake on that?
From the New England region.
Sophie's come down from the New England region.
That's better.
But what we have here is then we have the total opposite, where we actually are educating 4.5 million people in New South Wales live here in the Sydney base, and we hope to get 1 million of them through the gates here over the 12 days. And that is a crucial part for your role in agriculture, isn't it? Because that key to education, to understanding what we're doing in agriculture to be sustainable, to be renewable, and to make sure that we're not doing things because we just have the sake of doing it.
That's exactly right, and it's probably one of the great ironies of the drought is it's actually got a lot of city people talking and interested about what's going on in the bush at the moment. And so this year's show, I think, is one of the most crucial we've had in a long time, because you've got, as you said, we'll hopefully have, if the weather continues to be good, probably well over 1 million people coming through the gates into the show this year, and there's an opportunity to connect with those people and talk to them and educate them about what's going on in the regions, not just about how dry it is and drought, but also just about primary production in whatever field, just to continually try and make people more aware of what goes on beyond the city limits, both good and bad, but just generally to try and bridge that gap, that divide between city and country, and make people more aware. And you never know, maybe encourage them to come out and have a look for themselves. That'd be even better.
That's what we'd love to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, I guess, we've got it down here at Sydney Royal Easter Show, but even up around our own local shows up in the New England, we had some great initiatives where I remember there was one local show and, you paid your entry at the gate and it went to a barbecue lunch. And, everyone from town came along and they
That was the Uralla show.
It was the Uralla show, yes, correct. And I thought it was a really fantastic initiative just to get the town people involved and, just a bit more of an incentive to get them to come and have a look at what's going on in agriculture at the moment and, to support their local community.
And that's actually a really good point, Sophie, because even in rural areas, rural New South Wales, rural Australia is becoming more urbanised as well. So if you look at a typical area like the New England, where you've got 2 big centres of Tamworth and Armidale, there are a lot of people in those centres that have never actually set foot on a farm and wouldn't really wouldn't have a good understanding either necessarily of a lot of aspects of primary production, yet they've lived their whole life west of the Great Dividing Range. So our agricultural shows in a lot of country centres are becoming very important as vehicles to provide that education as well, and that's another reason why we've got to fight as hard as we can to keep them going.
Absolutely. It's, like I said, a great initiative.
Minister, as we start to move on with the afternoon, just before you go, we keep saying the drought is so tough out west. In your old role of tourism, I know you got to a lot of regional areas. What's the best thing people can do to support our regions that are doing it tough at the moment?
Look, the best thing people can do is to actually come out, leave the city, come out for a weekend. We won't say this weekend because we want them to come to the Royal Easter Show, but after this weekend, come out and actually spend a weekend, a few days in the regional area. The best thing you can do is come out, stay in a hotel or a motel, eat at a local restaurant, buy some fuel, leave some money in the local community, and really see it for yourselves. Come back and tell your friends and get them to do the same. I was in Moree the other day, and here's a blast from the past, and you wouldn't remember, Sophie, you're too young. But there's a racing car driver, Colin Bond, who won a few Bathurst 1000s. Oh, they were called something else back then. But I ran into him. I didn't recognise him. Someone introduced me. And he was there with a group of his 5 mates. They're towing a few caravans. And I said, what are you doing out here? And he said, well, we've decided to go on a big road trip of country New South Wales to support towns that are struggling in the drought. And I thought, what a damn good thought, you know, an initiative. And he's encouraging a lot of his mates to do the same. So if I could say one thing, that is the best thing you can do. If you can't do that, buy about 50 ag bags, because they're $20 each, and support some of those wonderful initiatives that put money directly back into country communities.
Minister, thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. Sorry, there's so much going on. We're live streaming all around the world.
You're like an octopus here. You've got fans going everywhere.
I don't really know what any of these buttons do, don't worry.
We could try.
Minister, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. That is the Minister for New England, and this is the Minister for Agriculture, the member for New England, Mr. Adam Marshall. And a big thank you, Sophie, for being our help. Sophie has been with us since Thursday or Friday, when the first day of the show was. And she's on a 6-day intern. She's been an absolute delight, so much so that Lindsay and I went and snuck out and bought her a little bottle of wine to say thank you. So it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Well, Ron, while they were finishing up there, Clint Beresford had 16 jumping 3 time, a total of 19. Kate HINSCHEN and Finch Farm CADEL had 12 jumping 1 time, a total of 13. And Russell Johnson is our final rider on course. He was 5th here yesterday, and he is riding DAPRICE. So on course, watching on our live stream. I tell you, you should be here at the show if you are watching on the live stream, because the action here has been sensational, and we've thoroughly enjoyed everything we've seen so far. The jumping has been first class, 4 clear rounds. Coming down to the final fence, he's all clear at this stage. Safely on the last, that's our 5th clear round. 5 into the jump off, 5 prizes. Who's going to win the class? No jumping penalties, no time penalties, all clear for Russell Johnson and DAPRICE. And he'll book a spot into the jump off round. Well, we'll take a hold on the show jumping arena. You can see there our clear rounds. Brooke Langbecker, Jamie KERMOND, Amber Fuller, Gabrielle Cooter and Russell Johnson. Oh, it's pretty evenly matched here. 3 young ladies, 2 gentlemen into the class. Who's going to win it? Who's going to come home day number 2? Well, looking at this, Russell Johnson and Amber Fuller are our 2 riders who were clear yesterday. Can they back it up and move up the leaderboard? Or is it Brooke Langbecker, Jamie KERMOND, their day to shine? We'll see what happens. All the action still to unfold here in the main arena. So the jump off course, we go fences 6, 7, 4, 5A, 5B, 2, 3, 14, 15. So 14 is our last fence in the first round. Fence number 12 the other way, and 15 is the Oxa Down here, you can see them building in the A element of the 11A. They'll jump it back the other way. So they'll change that around. So the jump off course, we go 6, 7, 4, 5A, 5B, 2, 3, 14 and 15. Winner of the class with a horse rider combination with the least number of penalties and the quickest time in the jump off round. Well, we welcome out the first horse into the jump-off round. The jump-off course, of course, is a jump-off course, of course. Look at me. What's happening today, Lindsay Douglas?
Tongue twisters. You're self-imposed.
She sells seashells by the seashore. Is that one? No.
It's very nicely done. Who have we got out here, Tim?
Okay, first horse into the arena. In the jump-off round, this is Brooke Langbecker, and she rides Quintago 1. I think that was Lindsay Douglas's way of saying, get back on the job, Tim. Stop fluffing around. And jump-off course, 6, 7, 4, 5A, 5B, 2, 3, 14 and 15. Winner of the class, horse rider combination with the least number of penalties and now the quickest time in the jump-off round. Brooke Langbecker makes her way out. And she needs to go against the clock. First and foremost, she needs to jump clear. Secondly, we know she's got herself a prize. Has she got the big one, though? Has she done enough to take the win? Time will tell here this afternoon. Time allowed in the second round. Jump-off round, 60 seconds. She won't be thinking about that, though. I know what Brooke's like. She trains with Tom McDermott. They know one pace and one pace only. That's go hard or go home. And they're up against the clock. They're trying to run down and set the benchmark nicely over the first part of the course. All clear at this stage. All clear at this stage. Comes down to the final fence. Safely on the last. Second last, in fact. Safely on the last now. Stops the clock. 46.21. 46.21. Safely over that final fence. No jumping penalties. No time penalties. 46.21. And all clear. That will put her into the lead. Well, Jamie Kermond and YANDOO Oaks Constellation, horse on course at the moment. Comes down to the final fence. Time to beat 46.21. Safely over the last. 47.78. 47.78. Well, third horse out into the jump-off round. We welcome out now Amber Fuller. And Amber is riding CP ARETINO. Next of our combinations to go. So to win the class, she must jump clear. She needs to jump quicker than a time 46.21. Bookie was pretty quick. Can Amber run her down? That's the $2,000 question. Very different type of style of horse. comes down to the final fence. She's all clear. 46.21, the time to beat. 47.37, 47.37 and clear. What an absolute cracker of a jump off here we're having this afternoon. 47.37 and clear.
Oh, bringing the results as they make their way out of the arena of our boy rider class. Class 746, open boy rider 9 years and under 12 years. Congratulations, Tyler Sams of Moralia. Catalogue 2473 on Bambra Samba. In second place, catalogue 2457, Jack Ray of Orangeville on Corana Ultimate Edition. And in third place, catalogue 2331, Lockie Colquhoun of North Bondi and Coraline Tyro.
So on course now, Gabrielle Kuna, Gabby riding Sierra Casiago. .47.60 the time taken, 47.60, that first fence down, 4 jumping penalties. No time penalties, a total of 4. So with Russell Johnson not starting in the second round, official results coming to hand. Well done to Brooke Langbecker, Quintago 1, taking the win. Amber Fuller, CP Arentino in second. Jamie Kermond, YANDOO, Oaks Constellation in third. Gabrielle Kuna, Sierra Casiago in fourth. And Russell Johnson and DAPRICE in fifth place. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're down here for the presentation of class number 855. 5 clear into the jump-off round. 4 started, but the quickest, she was first out. She was second earlier here today. She takes a win here today in the second of the Group A Section 1s. The current Queensland champion. Well done to Brooke Langbecker and Quintago 1 taking out first place. Second place, congratulations to Amber Fuller and CP ARETINO, owned by the Douglas family, ridden by Amber from Chatham Park. Congratulations, Amber, our second place getter. Third place, congratulations to Jamie KERMOND, ridden YANDOO Oaks Constellation, owned by John and Kerry Winning and Jim and Jamie KERMOND, and take out third place. Fourth place, going to Chris and Gabby's nomination of Sierra Casiago, Gabrielle Kuna, and Sierra Casiago in fourth place. And fifth place, he was fifth here yesterday, deciding to leave DAPRICE in the stables for the jump-off round, having done an off. He was fifth today, Russell Johnson, taking out fifth place. But the winner, my great mate, Brooke Langbecker, congratulations, super job. Came out too quick for everyone, super effort.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with my horse. He was super. He jumped his heart out for me. A big thank you to everyone that helps out with the show jumping, and a big thank you to my sponsors, Garrard's Horse and Hound, Riverina Feeds and Tough Rock Australia, and of course my family for all their support. Congratulations, other competitors. And thank you to my coach, Tom McDermott.
Now, Brooke, I know your sister was here last week. She loved a party. Are you going to go have a party tonight with a win under your belt?
My sister and I are very different. She's a lot more social than me, so I'll probably be in bed by 8.
Well, have a nice night. Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy the spoils of winning the Group A Section 1 class here this afternoon. A fantastic combination. Brooke Langbecker and Quintago 1. Once Bob Drew finishes giving his horse a feed of carrot, we'll send them on a lap around the arena. And as we do that, please put your hands together. Well done. Brooke Langbecker wins here the second of the Group A Section 1 classes, and a superb effort for young Brooke.